Hello, it's not Wednesday, but let's talk about comics anyway. I'm uploading this not on Wednesday because the video I tried to upload on Wednesday wouldn't upload for some reason. I don't know, technical difficulties. But I couldn't get it to work. I spent all morning on it and it wasn't happening. So I've decided to make another video so that I've actually got the apology for being late in the video. I'm going to start with the review first because instead of giving you the news, I'm going to ask you some questions and your opinion on things and tell you my opinion on things. So I'm going to try and do that, but I'm going to review Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum was written by Grant Morrison and painted, I don't know what you would call it, whatever he did to do the artwork, by Dave McKean. I absolutely love Dave McKean. He's done some stuff with Neil Gaiman before. Dave McKean has a very distinctive style. I think it's closer to what people would consider artwork than like illustration. I think it fits in really well with the story of Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum is a psychological horror, and it's basically about Batman going into the asylum and he has to deal with things that are going on. I reread it again because I had started playing Arkham City and that made me think of Arkham Asylum, the game. So I decided I was going to read the comic again. Also, I wanted to go and read a Grant Morrison comic that I really liked again. I'd kind of gone off Grant Morrison. One thing I would say is that if you're getting the comic and you're interested in the thought processes behind it, I would get the anniversary edition, which is the one shown here. Because at the back it has the full script for the comic. So it's really cool because if you're interested in how Grant Morrison writes and how much the artist gets the input and how much of it is Grant telling the artist what to do and stuff like that and how they have worked on the story, then that'll pretty much tell you everything you need to know. It's really cool reading it without actually seeing the comic. But yeah, it's just, I love stuff like that. All the extra information at the back actually really interests me because I'm a massive comic book nerd. The story itself is really cool. I like the story behind the Arkham Asylum, and I think because it's set in an asylum, like they get to deal with all of the sort of weird issues that like every character in Batman seems to have. So all in all, it's been claimed to be the most successful graphic novel ever made, and I really enjoyed it. I think you will as well. So I said instead of doing the news today, I would ask you questions instead. So my first question is, what do you think about digital comics? I thought I was going to hate them. Like, I genuinely did. I thought it was going to be like an ebook reader and you would just get sort of like a picture of the comic. But I have been using the Comics app recently. I downloaded it just to check it out, see what it was like, try and like confirm what I thought about it, because I didn't think I would like e-readers either, but then it turns out I really did quite enjoy reading on them once I actually got to use one, and now I actually have one. So I gave it a shot and I found out it was actually pretty cool. The way the Comics app does it is that it does this guided reading thing. So instead of looking at the full page, you're going panel by panel, or if it's a big splash, it goes through like the important bits, like it'll zoom in and stuff like that. So it kind of, you end up reading the comic the way you would read a comic anyway, but it just gives you the detail that you want in it. I still prefer sitting down and reading a comic to digital comics, but I actually think for like if you're sitting on the train and you've not remembered to bring anything or whatever, then it is actually kind of cool. So let me know what you think about that. The next question I mentioned earlier is, how do you feel about adaptations from comic books? I mentioned Arkham City. I've started playing that recently and I absolutely love it. But I know some people feel quite strongly about comic book adaptations and turn them into anything else into movies. They say that they kind of ruin the books, but then people have been saying that about books for ages. I personally don't mind if they take a character and put it into a movie and it doesn't work. Like, it would be nice if it did, and I always enjoy it better if they get it well and make like a really good movie, like the Avengers is going to be, fingers crossed. But I think people sometimes struggle at looking at different forms of media of the same characters like different things. So if you've been playing Arkham City, let me know what you thought of it, because I'm really enjoying it. The last question I have to ask you is, how do you feel about Comic Book Wednesdays? At the moment, doing it weekly for me is crazy. Like, I know it doesn't come across as a lot of work when you watch it back, but there's actually quite a lot of time goes into making it. and I am starting to struggle to do it weekly, and I don't want the quality of the videos to suffer. Like, I don't want it to get any worse than it already is, and I don't want to lose the enthusiasm I have for like comics and like talking about it. So I was thinking about making Comic Book Wednesdays a more occasional thing over on my main channel, but I'm not sure whether people would want to actually go and watch it on my main channel, or if they would be really annoyed if it wasn't like a regular occurrence. But it's definitely, whatever happens, it's not going to be weekly anymore. It might end up having to be fortnightly or monthly, or even just whenever I read a comic I really like, I might just do a review of it in my main channel. But let me know what you think, and I will make another video next Wednesday, at least explaining what I'm going to do. But at the moment, I can't do it weekly anymore, but I really want to keep talking about comics because I love them. So thanks for watching. Sorry again for it being late, but I hope you have a good day, and remember to read good comics.